Today, I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind for months, and that is COVID standing or pandemic standing. When I look up these two phrases, nothing really comes up, mostly because I kind of made these terms up. However, there are multiple things that led me to this point. Number one, observations. When scrolling down K YouTubers' comments, I would always see some stans losing their shit over the slightest criticism on a K-pop idol's stage presence, music, dancing, or singing ability. I remember reading comments on Global Neon's Instagram page of people that were celebrating Garam's downfall. Number two, I started asking why. Why has the toxicity in the K-pop fandom as a whole in the past 1 to 2 years reached such high levels? While critical thinking, independent thinking, and common sense is such a rare sight to see. So, I began to blame COVID. So therefore, COVID standing came about. So how would I define COVID standing? I'd say it's when during lockdown people were forced to confront themselves. People wanted to escape from the harsh realities that were going on during the pandemic and looked for a sense of belonging. And as a result, turned to the internet, celebrities, and celebrities' fandoms for that belonging. I think COVID standing differs from person to person at various levels, as I experienced COVID standing, but I didn't become a toxic K-pop stan. I experienced COVID standing with SHINee in the summer of 2020. I became a fan after listening and falling in love with Replay. With endless days inside the house, I got a chance to binge a lot of their Korean discography. Watch damn near every single SHINee interview out there, listen to Junghyun's entire discography, watch every She Is / YT Search / Orbit performance on YouTube. My mom also likes SHINee's music. We even share the same bias, King Junghyun, of course. During drives in the car, we'd play Lucifer, One of One, Replay, and Lipstick, all of this during 2020 to 2021. But around September 2021, when I found myself switching out Google Meets and Zoom sessions for in-person learning again, I found myself replacing SHINee with other musical acts like Arashi, Flower, and Chungha. Junghyun's immense influence in my life as being my first K-pop bias was replaced by other idols and singers. Fast forwarding to the present, I still do listen to SHINee, but mainly solo works. I've been bopping to Onu's Dice since its release, but to an extent, it pains me that I no longer listen to them as much as I used to, especially my love for Junghyun. During the year 2020, I fell down a SHINee rabbit hole where I discovered and fell in love with the public personas of 5 Korean men. Now I buy all of their releases as soon as they are on pre-order. 2 weeks ago, I bought their 2023 season's greetings and shipping was $20. You should have seen my reaction when I saw those shipping rates. Now I plan on buying Minho's new mini album. You might be forming the question of, well, what's wrong with this? It seems like simple K-pop stan things. My response is that my emotional connection with the members caused me to buy releases of theirs I didn't like Keys Gasoline and their Don't Call Me / Atlantis release last year. I would watch shows / movies just because a member is in them, fully knowing that the slow / movie is mid and that I wouldn't be watching it if a member wasn't partaking in it. My emotional connection causes me to assume media just because it's shiny. How COVID strengthened parasocial relationships and fandoms. In 2014, the Association for Psychological Science published an article titled Shared Pain Brings People Together. This article discussed how shared pain strengthens relationships. The University of Queensland conducted 2 experiments on 54 students. Quote, the students submerged their hands in a bucket of water and were tasked with locating metal balls in the water and placing them into a small underwater container. For some, the water was painfully cold, while for others, the water was room temperature. A second task required students to either perform an upright wall squat, which is typically painful, or to balance on one leg, with the options of switching legs and using balance aids to avoid fatigue. The students then rated statements designed to measure how they felt about their group. Students who performed the painful tasks reported a greater degree of bonding than those who performed the pain-free versions, even after the researchers accounted for participants' age, gender, and size of the group. End quote. This study can be applied to what I've experienced and others in the K-pop fandom. During the late 2020 and early 2021, I experienced burnout, anxiety, and depression because I was afraid of failing my courses. And although I didn't directly turn to Shiny as a source of healing or strength or bootleg therapist, there's no denying that subconsciously they were all around me. Whether listening to Jungkook's voice on my laptop, having his face as my screensaver for both my laptop, iPod, and my iPhone, etc. Thankfully for me, I was able to have a conversation with my mom and was able to go to therapy for the next year and learn healthy ways to deal with my emotions. But I know that isn't always the case for some and literally maybe the majority of people. Being disconnected with humans for so long and being chronically online, it's evident that people that have experienced COVID standing have lost the ability to interact with real humans face to face. And the result of that is a loss of touch with reality, accountability, common sense, and I think COVID may not be a direct cause of K-pop stans' insanity and foolery. However, I believe it definitely plays a big role.